Hi, Carrie Vilas here with The Studio, and today we are going to be making a peanut butter maple protein bar. This is really easy. Most recipes that I do are very easy because I want something quick that I can store in the fridge so I can have a nice, quick, easy snack for the week. I put the ingredients out here. I'll go through them with you. You're going to want 1 cup of oats. You're going to want a cup of vanilla protein powder. I use the ISO 100. It's the cleanest protein powder that you can get, so you can choose that. I do just a pinch, about a teaspoon of sea salt or regular salt if you prefer. And then I do firm tofu. I just do a package. They come in about 16 to 19 ounces in a package of this, and you just want to make sure to drain it before you use it. And then you can use peanut butter if you want the, if you need the extra fat, because definitely we want a little bit of fat in our diet. In today's recipe, I'm actually going to use PB2, and it's just an ultra pressed peanut butter. It's in a powder form, and you need a half a cup of this, and it really is just going to cut down on the calories and the fat in the entire recipe. So you can choose. You could also use like an almond butter, a soy nut butter, whatever you prefer, but again, we're just going to use the PB2 for today's recipe. And then you're going to want 4 egg whites. I don't like to crack egg whites, so I do it easy and I just get it out of the carton, so you can do that. And then a teaspoon of just your vanilla extract. Stevia to taste. I do about a half a cup of stevia. It just is a personal preference, so you can get it all mixed up and kind of taste it and see what works best for you. And then the last thing that I missed here was the maple syrup. You can either do a half a cup of sugar-free maple syrup, or you could do a 1/4 cup of honey. Completely up to you, but both work just fine. So what you want to do is first we're just going to mix the wet ingredients together. So we'll start by putting the tofu. And so we did just the package of tofu, the 16 to 19 ounces. We do our 4 egg whites here. And then I'm going to again do the half a cup of the maple syrup. And then I've already mixed the PB2 with the water, so we're just going to get that in here. And if you prefer crunchy, you can do crunchy peanut butter also, or the crunchy almond butter. And while we're mixing this, you want to make sure you preheat your oven to 325 for this recipe. And we do a 9 by 13 pan, and I just sprayed it with Pam so it doesn't stick. So you can do this in a food processor also. I'm just going to put it in a bowl here. And then we're going to go ahead in another small bowl before we mix this. We're going to mix our dry ingredients. So we did 1 cup of the vanilla protein powder. And then we did the cup of oats here. And then we're going to do that, just a half a cup of stevia. So it's up to you on the stevia. And then the last one here, we want to do that little bit of sea salt. There we go. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get our blender going here. And you want to just basically blend this till it's nice and creamy. It's starting to get there, and of course if you use a food processor, it might just go a little bit faster, but either way works just fine. And I usually do these protein bars like on a Sunday or over the weekend, and I'll make a batch for the week. So you can store them in the refrigerator. It's really easy. You can just put them in, store them in Tupperware or in Ziplocs, because again, you don't have preservatives. So you want to make sure that you don't just store them on the countertop. All right, we'll stop that. So that's pretty creamy there. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to take these dry ingredients that we mixed in this bowl here, and we're going to add this over to our wet ingredients. Just pour that in there. And then you just want to add that teaspoon of your vanilla extract. So we'll add that in here. And then from here, all we're going to do is get a large spoon. And we're going to stir this up until everything's well blended. So go ahead and stir this up. And it smells great because you got that maple and that peanut butter. And between the protein powder, the egg whites, and the tofu, these are really packed full of protein. We're going to end up getting 12 servings out of this. So for each bar, if you use the PB2, you're looking at 112 calories per bar. 16 grams of protein, that's great, and only 7 grams of carbs and less than a gram of sugar per bar. Now, of course, if you opt to use something other than the PB2, then the nutritional value is definitely going to change up a little bit, and you can just calculate that out. And there's nothing wrong with using regular peanut butter. Again, you just need to know your fat intake for the day, and if you want to use this as one of your fat sources, that's great. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pour this in the 9 by 13 pan, and then we're going to cook it at 325. It's going to take 25 to 30 minutes in the oven, and then you just want to let them cool, and again cut them into 12 squares. So we'll be back. Okay, so it's been 30 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get these out of the oven. And again, we're going to cut these into 12, so I'm not going to quite let mine cool as much as they should, just so you can kind of see what it should look like here. Okay, so as you can see, this is what it's going to look like. It's going to be lightly golden brown. Again, they're about 112 calories per square. 16 grams of protein in each one. So these are delicious. Again, a really, really great snack. You can even use it for breakfast in the morning and have it with some fruit. So if you want any more recipes, great snacks, meal ideas, you can follow us on Facebook. You can also visit our website at www.stayfitstudio.com. Thanks.